Ultimate MK Podquest.
Neil,
Corey, what's up?
have you ever beheld the image of Pepsi Blue?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so
Yes.
if you were in a store, right, and you were just a child or maybe an adult,
Yeah.
and you needed a drink, right?
Yeah.
And you saw this like nuclear blue liquid that looks like it would fuel some kind of future car or maybe some kind of dragon jet.
Sure, yeah.
And it just says Pepsi Blue. And if you were in this country that I live in, it also says Pepsi Bleu
Right,
for,
right,
the,
right.
for the French-speaking folks. Would you buy it?
Hello,
Because-
baby. I'm French.
Hello, Guff. Because this doesn't look like a thing you're supposed to drink. And I think Pepsi was maybe coercing me because it says, drink Pepsi, get summer stuff
Oh, shit.
on the label. And on the cap, it says, enter code under cap, www.pepsistuff.ca.
Yeah, man.
Pepsi stuff.
You got to get your Pepsi gear for Hot Girl Summer.
Remember Pepsi points?
I do. Actually, I have so many I have so many stories to tell on this
I've
note.
never been less surprised by anything than you having Pepsi point stories. Before you do that,
Sure.
can I see if this cap will make a sound as satisfying as a can? Because I don't think it will.
Do it.
I don't know if you heard that, but before we get into Pepsi points, I'm just going to give this a quick smell test. I don't know what this flavor is supposed to be.
I do.
Oh, but what is this?
It's blue.
Hang on. Nobody can see me, but I'm like waving my arms in the air as I say this. Hold on. I have to like waft this. This is scientific. This genuinely doesn't smell like a real thing. This smells made up. It smells like I'm about to drink a fictional drink.
All soda smells are made up, Corey.
No, but I thought this was going to be like a berry blast, and
They don't
I'm like,
exist in
I can
nature.
quantify berry. I know what berry is. This does not smell like berry. This smells like blue. You're right. It just smells like blue. Also, welcome back to MK Podquest, your premier drinking podcast.
the beverage
I'm
corner.
so lost. Do I just have to drink it, huh?
Take a sip.
Fuck, this is more daunting than any other shit I've drank for this podcast up to this point, because I can at least I can smell an energy drink and I'm like, I know what an energy drink is.
Yeah, tastes like
This-
it smells like energy.
This looks like NOS for a car, not the drink.
Not the NOS energy drink.
Bottoms up.
Salud.
What is this?
You don't know?
What is this?
It's blueberry.
Is it? Are we sure?
100%. Well, it's a Pepsi soda that's supposed to taste like blueberry. It's not even supposed to taste like cola.
Hang
It's
on.
just supposed to be a
No, because
blueberry
I drank
soda.
it and it was so
Bad?
weirdly typical. No, like normal, that I thought like something went wrong.
Something might have.
What the fuck? Like the act of drinking this feels like it's giving me cognitive dissonance between what I keep expecting to happen and what's happening. Because you smell it and it smells gross. And then you drink it and it's like completely inoffensive, but it doesn't taste like a real world product to me.
Do you think they made it smell worse on purpose? Like if they made it smell good, you would taste it and it would taste bad. But when they make it smell bad and you taste it and it doesn't taste as bad as it smells, you're
doesn't
like, that's
even-
not bad.
I don't know if it smells bad. It smells unclear. It smells like cotton candy fucking bubblegum shit.
Yep. Yeah. Blueberry.
No. I know what a blueberry is. Right? Like it doesn't like if I went to where the bears live and I pulled a bunch of blueberries off a bush, it wouldn't smell like Pepsi Blue.
Okay, sure.
Wikipedia is telling me it is a vague berry flavor.
Right. Here's my counterpoint, though. If you went to where the strawberries grow, where the elephants live, and picked a bunch of strawberries, they would not taste like a strawberry soda. Same with grape. It's arguably the same with orange soda. It's artificial blueberry flavor.
Sorry, the Wikipedia article is one of the funniest sentences I've ever read because it's so ominous. The flavor of Pepsi Blue was described by Pepsi only as berry and described by drinkers as like blueberries, or raspberries, or similar to cotton candy with a berry-like aftertaste and much more sugary and syrupy than regular cola. It's also dyed with something that is banned in several countries, apparently.
But apparently not Canada and not America in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, well, we just got it back.
Pardon me, the United States of America.
They reintroduced it in May.
Oh, good.
In Canada and the U.S. only.
A banner month for North America, except Mexico.
It was endorsed by Adam Vinatieri, the NFL guy, the kicker, I think.
Sure.
I think he's a kicker.
I don't know. Was he in NFL Blitz 2000? Because otherwise I have no idea.
Probably. He's been kicking for like 100 years.
Okay.
In India, Pepsi Blue was launched during the 2003 Cricket World Cup as a gesture of support to the Indian cricket team, the cricketers of which wear blue jerseys.
So
I like how in India it was like a point of national pride that Pepsi was supporting the cricket team.
I got three things we got to talk about here.
Fuck. So is this my signal to stop talking about Pepsi Blue?
It is, because the first thing is we talked about Pepsi Blue on the podcast before. It might have gotten edited out in one of our like legendary 20 minutes on beverages before we get to the episode.
Legendary is so generous of you, so kind.
I may have trimmed out some of the Pepsi Blue talk. It's definitely come up before. And I think a lot of these, I think you were reading from the Wikipedia then also.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Also,
okay.
Pepsi.
Okay. We got there.
Need to make sure I said Pepsi.
Right. So, point number 2. This may have come up also.
This is like sticking to my lips. This is horrifying.
My high school had Pepsi machines. And Pepsi was out at this point. It was the first time Pepsi was released. That's, of course, what we call Blue Pepsi, or Pepsi Blue, or whatever the fuck this is.
It's Pepsi Blue, but I love the idea that they should have called it Blue Pepsi. It's like, welcome to the X Games. Do you want Red Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Not Mountain Dew Code Red. Fuck you for saying that. Get out of my face, Shaun White. I want Red Mountain Dew.
There's precedent because Crystal Pepsi was called Crystal Pepsi, so why can't Pepsi Blue be called Blue Pepsi?
I keep drinking it and I don't know why.
They were pushing Pepsi Blue so hard that I want to say that at least one of the vending machines near the drafting building where I was learning how to draw floor plans and shit, that one had, I think, 2 or 3 out of like the 6 or 7 buttons taken up with Pepsi Blue.
That's haunting. That's a crime.
And nobody was buying it, right? Because it sucks.
I like the idea that there's like this vending machine magnate who lived in your town who would like angrily yell at his employees like, we gotta start shilling Pepsi Blue.
Court,
and then
you're speaking the truth. Go on.
Because what I'm picturing is that eventually you came into school one day and all the buttons on all the vending machines were exclusively Pepsi Blue because they needed to offload stock. Like it just escalated to the point where you walk into science class and you have those like pedestals with the sinks in them for science shit, I guess. And you turn it on and just Pepsi Blue comes out like they were doing anything they could.
It was way more sinister than that, Corey. It got to the point where you would press the button for like regular Pepsi or regular Mountain Dew or Sierra Mist or Red Mountain Dew.
A variety of not blue drinks.
You'd stick your dollar in, you'd put your 4 quarters, your 10 dimes, your single coin that's worth $1, whatever you got into the vending machine. You scroll down, you'd hit that Sierra Mist button, fucking Pepsi Blue would come out. This one machine was notorious for occasionally dropping 2 sodas, right? You'd feel like
2 Pepsi Blues.
Feel like a real fucking winner when you hit that Dr. Pepper button and boom, 2 fucking Dr. Peppers. Holy shit. Until you hit that Dr. Pepper button and 2 fucking Pepsi Blues come out. That is the opposite of winning. It's the worst. And it happened regularly.
This vending machine sounds like the embodiment of the Alien versus Predator tagline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose.
And these fucking Pepsi Blues were like replicating inside the vending machine, much like the xenomorph taking over other sodas and birthing out of them and replacing them so that every single button at one point, didn't matter what the icon was, Pepsi Blue is coming out. Nothing but Pepsi Blue. So
PepsiBlue.com 403s to a forbidden error. It's like a cursed tome, and they don't want anyone to remember it.
So, at some point, you just got classrooms full of kids with like Pepsi Blue bottles at every single fucking desk with like 3 sips taken out of them because nobody wants to fucking finish those things.
So
it was a curse. It was a pandemic.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
In pairing a bad drink with a bad episode of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, spoilers, should I attempt to finish this by the time we're done recording? Is that a fun challenge?
Yeah, do it.
Because I have drank like maybe a fifth of this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do the rest of it, but if it's content...
It's You know what? Commit. We're going to do it. It's content. Finish that soda by the time we close out this episode on that super sad note.
It will be sad when I finish this Pepsi Blue, you're right.
All right. So, third and final point. You know, it wasn't just Pepsi points. It was also Mountain Dew points back in the day.
Sorry, I was drinking Pepsi Blue.
And your boy here...
I can't wait to hear this. I'm so excited.
Saved up his Mountain Dew points. Got a long sleeve Mountain Dew shirt with a zip up neck with a little Mountain Dew patch, like where like the Izod logo would be on a polo, right? Little embroidered Mountain Dew patch, like on the breast pocket, like where the breast pocket would be.
Okay.
No pocket. Yeah.
I don't know why you specifically went for Izod, a thing that I've never heard of in my fucking life.
Or like the polo, like on like a traditional polo where it's got the fucking polo player
Ralph Lauren
on. Yeah, whatever.
The man's human face.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you say a long sleeve shirt with a zipper?
It was like a...
Or was it one of those like sporty adjacent like...
Yeah.
A long sleeve running shirt-ish looking thing with like a quarter zip.
It was like a quarter zip. It didn't zip all the way up or down. It was less than a quarter zip. I think that's probably just the term for it. So just zip. You could unzip the neck a little bit to get it over your big melon.
Why did
zip it back up.
Go for this particular garment?
I was going on a trip to California, and part of it was going to be snowboarding at Lake Tahoe in the winter. So I got this long sleeve shirt.
This is a warmth maneuver.
But it needed to be extreme, right? Because it was snowboarding, so it had to be Mountain Dew branded. Because I was in like 7th grade.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you still had it.
Yeah, I don't. And turns out your boy here, terrible at snowboarding, spent the entire time tumbling down the mountain and then just riding my snowboard like a sled.
Okay, so I've just made the unforced error of attempting to Google this by putting in Mountain Dew points shirt. But there's simply too many Mountain Dew shirts for me to be able to narrow this down. I'm also sorry that you can't snowboard.
It's all right.
I also
do better
can't.
As an adult.
I've never tried, but I can't. Based purely on that, really?
Well,
dude, this drink fucking sucks. The more you drink it, the less good it gets. And it was never good.
What they really fucked up with the Pepsi Blue is that, like I said earlier, I think, unless I edited it out.
That's all, folks.
Doesn't taste like fucking Pepsi. It tastes like a blueberry or a vaguely berry cotton candy-y soda. Why was it Pepsi branded? Why didn't they just brand this as some like shitty new like flavor of Mountain Dew?
Because
like
name
they do
recognition
with that kind of stuff
sells.
Now? Yeah.
Well, because they've got Red, White, and Dew and all that other shit. Like, they've kind of got the market cornered.
But they didn't, at the time, there was just Mountain Dew and Mountain Dew Code Red. This was like around the time that Code Red came out. It was a big fucking deal. I think they were trying to capitalize on that with the blue Pepsi, right?
Well, hang on. So, here's the thing, though. You're exactly right. The reason they did this is because they wanted something with the Pepsi name on it to have a sales spike like Code Red had.
They fucked it up.
So the reason they didn't put Mountain Dew on it was because it was for the Pepsi brand.
They fucked it up.
They also did a partnership with Papa Roach.
Of course they did.
And Garfield the movie.
It's the least surprising thing I've ever heard is that Pepsi Blue partnered up with Papa Roach.
This drink fucking sucks.
The guys
bad.
In the boardroom were like, Pepsi sales are down. Let's team up with Papa Roach. This is our last resort.
Suffocation!
Hang on. First of all, that's genuinely very funny. Second of all, I'm looking to see what I can win on PepsiStuff.ca.
All right.
Cruiser bike.
Talk about
we will. We will.
Episode. Aren't we in a hurry?
No, I'm never in too much of a hurry for this. Cruiser bike. I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Backpack.
Sure. Like, okay, hold on. We're gonna.
No fucking way.
This is Mortal Kombat content. Cruiser bike with a K. Backpack, like what Sonya puts grenades in this episode. What's the next one?
This is so important.
Is it a Tesla?
a 3-day winter getaway to Whistler for snowboard.
Holy shit.
Well, it would presumably be snowboarding or skiing, but you get my point.
That's got to cost a lot of Pepsi points.
Pepsi branded barbecue.
Who drinks that much fucking Pepsi? That
Paddleboard and probably a bunch of other shit. Sorry, that was the Pepsi Blue. Slowly killing me as I continue to drink it for no good reason.
I had a drink earlier today that I'm going to talk about briefly. It was the Mortal Kombat 11 branded G Fuel. And it sucks.
Yeah, I almost stepped all over your bit here, but tell me, would you say it was when you drank it, did your mouth feel colder?
No, it felt hotter. There's pepper in that motherfucker.
Just like Dr. Pepper has.
No.
I know.
Like cayenne pepper. There's turmeric in it. I don't know if that's spicy or not, but it looks spicy when I googled turmeric powder. Yeah, man, it's got some heat to it, which is wild.
Yeah, why did they make that? Like,
it's Scorpion branded. I was fully intending to make the joke that it tastes like lava because it's Scorpion branded, right? Why does this taste like hellfire? Something along those lines. Yeah, wasn't even a fucking joke when I said that.
Who the fuck was asleep at the wheel at G Fuel headquarters?
I don't know, dude, but there's like a trend of this.
This is so important to say. I am willing to bet all of everything I've ever owned on the fact that there are popular drinks all over the world that include things like spices.
Yeah.
And that's the appeal that I've just never had. However, none of those things are fucking Scorpion branded G Fuel. So my bigger complaint is, why did G Fuel think they were the people to bring this taste to the gamers?
I don't know. They were like, we're doing a Mortal Kombat branded G Fuel. It has to hurt a little, right? Like, it has to. Otherwise, why are we even doing the license? Anyway, that will not be the official drink of the podcast.
Neither will fucking Pepsi Blue. The more I drink Pepsi Blue, like, I'm starting to feel gross.
Yeah, I'm going to find a Pepsi Blue, and I'm going to drink it.
Don't. Oh, my God. How did this gimmick start? Well, I know how it started, but why did we do this?
I don't know. It started with Energy Coke. Probably started with us avoiding talking about some particularly bad episode of a Mortal Kombat TV show. And
Not
here
unlike.
we are again. All right, let's get into this. Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, episode 7?
Yeah.
Fall from Grace.
All right, thanks, everybody. It's been a good episode. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. We're going to go now.
This is another one where I cracked jokes about this episode, like, oh, the episode where Sonya learns a very important lesson about teamwork and this and that. That's how I've described this episode on this show before.
That absolutely does not happen.
I didn't realize how, A, it doesn't happen, but B, they definitely lean into like the special episode era, like thing in this one, like quite a bit. Like,
on a very special episode of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, they find a gun in Striker's locker. On a very special episode of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, Liu Kang is given an intervention about his steroid use.
God, yeah, dude is yoked. All right, do you want to jump into the Corey corner?
It'll take 2 seconds.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome to the Corey corner. So,
whoa.
Oh, sorry. I Discord made it hard to hear your thing, but I'm going to assume you did a thing.
Yeah, I did the thing. Whoa, I did it again. Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost.
Sorry, Pepsi Blue is going to kill me by the end of this episode. Hang on, really quick. I'm so sorry. Why is this drink so thick?
Oh, God. I don't remember it being viscous.
Hold on. Well, I'm exaggerating slightly. It's not viscous, but like it's definitely got more of that in it than one would hope.
It's a lot of syrup. Were you supposed to shake it?
Fuck, maybe.
No, you weren't. It's carbonated.
It's like what are those drinks? What are those drinks where you have to like there's like a ball in the cap and you gotta push it into the drink? You know those?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
I know those things.
But Pepsi Blue. Anyway.
You find them at the Asian markets.
Yeah.
You find them at Jujin 7-Eleven.
So there's a rift opening and Shiva is there with some dudes.
Shiva and the boys.
And they're fighting. And they want to make a move to stop them. And Stryker's like, Sonya, hang on for a minute. And Sonya's like, fuck you. I'm going to do it myself. Combat time. and almost gets shot by some kind of magical beam, and Stryker gets hurt, sort of knocking her out of the way. And that injury means that they're having a harder time getting that portal closed, and it's just got knock-on effects that kind of annoy everybody. But instantly, the entire group becomes the most savage, hateful bunch of monsters possible. Again, just viciously ripping into Sonya as if she has gone and systematically murdered their entire family single-handed. And everybody just essentially spends the episode, by everybody I mostly mean Stryker, giving Sonya a completely undue amount of shit for one instance of being too rash, a trait that she has shown literally the entire television series, and generally people have not complained about up until now. So the episode frames itself as some kind of thing where Sonya learns the value of teamwork or like patience as well. And then it ends, as Neil mentioned, on that really fucking weird note where she's just like, it would have been kind of nice to get suspended from the team to escape the horrors of the Forever War. And then the episode just ends.
Perfectly summed up.
That's the whole episode. So much of it is just Sonya and Stryker fucking talking. And he's so angry.
Also, Stryker and Kiva become friends. So that was a thing that happened.
Kiva said ACAB.
No, dude. Kiva said not all cops.
Yeah, in the end, I guess Kiva really said, like...
Kiva backed the blue in this one.
Kiva went out front of the headquarters and flew a flag with a thin blue line on it. This episode is like... It's simultaneously filler, thinks it's character-driven but isn't, and leans into most of Defenders of the Realm's worst tendencies, which is underdeveloping things and then presenting them with extreme importance, but they all move too fast for you to care.
Yeah. I do want to say, we're pretty hard on this dumb cartoon for babies.
Look, man, that's what happens when you decide to do a fucking podcast about it. Everybody listening signed up for these opinions. Pepsi Blue.
Some would say that we're too hard on it. I don't know that I would, because we're coming at this from a very specific angle. A continuity-based examination of the Threshold Entertainment Mortal Kombat timeline and bulletproof theories about how it's all one continuous universe and this is a sequel to Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Even if we weren't, this is, even for a kid, this is bad fucking TV, man. Like, well, this one's not even enjoyable on like it's stupid and weird. Like, this one's just fucking bad.
See, I disagree with you on that. I've certainly seen worse children's television shows, but... I also don't need to challenge you on that opinion. Like you're allowed to feel however you feel.
Yeah, I did not enjoy this one in any capacity whatsoever.
So one thing, this is the smallest thing. We take away all how easily pranked I am. You just stick Mortal Kombat on something, I'm going to check it out. One weird thing that I did enjoy is that I enjoyed the fact that Sonya brings up losing her partner Wexler again by name to Kano. It was like the first real bit of continuity we've had episode to episode in this. The thing I didn't like about that is that Stryker acts like he's hearing the story for the first time when he just heard it last week.
Yeah.
And I think that was just probably because they didn't know what order these would air in syndication, which is fine. But let's get into the Neil Nook here. It's a short one.
Whoa.
So get over. Oh, you're already here. Okay. Welcome to the Neil Nook.
It's Gucci. Yeah, I took Amtrak, and it was really fast. Is that a thing?
Amtrak is not fast, but yeah.
It is a thing, though?
Yeah, it's just like a train. It's slower than a lot of things.
Well, everyone listening, that was a hilarious joke.
I'm going to sneeze. Hold on.
Oh, God. Pepsi, I feel like this drink is clogging my nose. Is that a thing?
It might be.
This drink makes me feel ill.
I'm going to continue on. I'm just sneezing is a real danger for me right now, but it ain't coming out, so we're going to power through. This episode was written by Mark Hoffmeyer. He also wrote Old Friends Never Die, which was the Smoke episode. It was like 2 episodes ago. I can't remember already. We've got Dawn Lewis back as Shiva. We talked about her in episode 3, Acid Tongue. She'll be back again as Shiva in the future. And then we've got newcomer John Gary as Colonel Zenkaro, who is one of the Shokan. And John Gary has done voices on Hey Arnold, Dexter's Laboratory, Extreme Ghostbusters, The Angry Beavers, Invader Zim, and he is credited as the voiceover cook in Too Many Cooks.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Haven't thought about that in years. Guys, remember that?
There were too many cooks in the kitchen when they made fucking Pepsi Blue, am I right?
Pew, 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 pew.
Or Scorpion G Fuel or whatever the fuck it's called.
Pew, 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 pew. That's it for the Neil Nook. Short and sweet.
Sound of a average sized person falling down the stairs.
Oh, God. I will find it. I gotta get this one up pretty quick.
So earlier I said that I had very little to say.
Yeah.
I meant it. Because very
All right.
little also happens, right? Like there are 2 set pieces total.
Sure. Volcano, cave.
Yeah, just a lot of shitty conversations. And again, I'm not saying that I can't believe I'm talking about this about this show. I'm not saying that what Sonya did wasn't wrong. It was probably annoying. And it got Stryker hurt. Whatever. But this show needs to manufacture conflict and solve it in such a short amount of time that the reactions that basic minor transgressions get, even if they've piled up over an extended period of time, make watching this show actually genuinely aggravating sometimes, because you're looking at how people are behaving. And again, you know, whatever, it's a show for fucking babies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to diminish it too hard while also acknowledging that that's what it is. But, like, what the fuck, man? It's not enjoyable to watch these characters just fucking dogpile each other when somebody does something they don't like. And it doesn't make a compelling story for the solution to be Stryker sits at Nightwolf's desk while Sonya goes and does some shit, and then everyone returns and the fucking episode's over. Like,
sure. But let's focus on the good things that this episode did. Good thing number 1, Stryker got hurt. So that was cool.
And then also, how do they have like a computer imprint of him where it shows like the specific grid square where his arm got hurt on his body?
Because Nightwolf's a good doctor, and he's got all his computers.
He's got all of his scans and his materials.
Yeah. Good thing number 2, Nightwolf got to go out on the battlefield.
However briefly.
Yeah, but still. And we learned he doesn't need Kiva to climb inside him.
Yeah.
For him to have all those magical shaman powers.
Yeah, that was confusing.
But fuck it, who cares? And good thing number 3, you know, I'm always here for some Shokan, and there sure were a lot of them.
Oh, they fucking suck though.
They did. These are
fucking xylophone or whatever that fucking man's name is. That man sucks.
They're made out of Nerf. These fucking
they
Shokan.
This is some of the
Zenkaro, not xylophone.
It doesn't matter. No one cares.
It matters to John Gary, voice of Zenkaro, and somebody on Invader Zim.
Oh, I was going to make a joke and I can't remember his name. Fuck. Give me a sec. Let's see if I can get there. If I can't, I'll just move on.
Not to be confused with Sergeant Zim from Starship Troopers, played and voiced by Clancy Brown.
What's the name of that big head from Power Rangers?
Fuck. Somebody called Jeff.
Like Zoltar or something? No.
Yeah, something like
or
that.
Or isn't that
Zordon?
The psychic machine? Zordon. I think you're right. I think Zoltar is the fucking thing from Big.
Zardoz? Yeah, Zoltar's the machine from Big.
Do you think that Goro got like that because he got put in the Big machine?
Yes.
Because Goro's, not small.
No, he's big.
And I don't want to rehash another podcast's bit, but they should have called that movie Not Small.
If we got Power Ranger questions, we should write to writer of this episode, Mark Hoffmeyer, because he's the one who wrote on all the Power Ranger series as well. He could tell us the name of the big head for sure.
Bryan Cranston is the name of the big head.
I don't know how we're going to find out any other way. All right, let's talk about this episode. We know it's done 3 good things. It injured Stryker, it gave Nightwolf some time on the battlefield, and it had a lot of 4-armed Shokan in it. However wimpy they may have been in the long run, they were strong enough to fuck up Stryker, so that's cool.
Stryker's a wimp.
The episode opens at a volcano, and that volcano is volcanoing, right? So a portal opens, Shiva walks out, she looks rad. Shiva always looks rad. And then this dude walks out behind her, another Shokan, who looks significantly less rad. He's got like a beard, and I may be remembering this wrong. It felt like he was balding.
Maybe.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's assume he was. And this is Colonel Zenkaro. And he's like, hey, Shiva, what's the orders here?
What's the sitch?
She says, secure the area and annihilate them. A callback to Mortal Kombat Annihilation that happened before this.
Obviously.
Clearly. Yep. Big theory boys. And a whole bunch of Shokan just start pouring out of this portal. And the gang, Sonya and the boys, are all there to fight all these Shokan, right? And my first big note says, why is Stryker good at beating up Shokan? And why are any of them good at beating up Shokan? Like, it shouldn't be this fucking easy, right? We're not talking cybers here. We're not talking nomads.
We are though. Here's the thing. In this situation, these are reskinned bad guys.
Sure.
You know, there are no logistical questions that go into these encounters.
It's inconsistent with how we've seen Shokan be portrayed in other things. I don't know. I'm just not crazy about that. But whatever.
God, I watched this episode earlier today, and I'm already looking at my notes and like, what the fuck was I talking about?
So then something happens, and rocks fall, and they trap Sub-Zero under the rocks, like his leg is trapped under a rock.
Yeah, I think Shiva blows up some rocks or something. Somebody does some shit to some shit. And
Stryker and Sonya are trying to like help Sub-Zero like get free of the rock, and then Sonya's like, she sees a whole bunch of like Shokan charging them, and she's like, I'm gonna go fight Shiva. And Stryker says, no, stay here. Your orders are stay here. Don't disobey commands, etc. And she's like, yeah, fuck you, dude. It's combat time, right? And I think she even says combat time as she runs off.
She does. No, she cuts him off by yelling combat time.
Tight. Love it. She says combat time and kiss off all the fucking time.
She says kiss off twice in this episode.
She does. And she does it. And she does the thing. The kiss off move, right?
She did the thing and I clapped.
So she runs off and she's just kind of like looking around for Shiva and can't see her because there's smoke everywhere because it's a volcano. Meanwhile, Stryker has used his cop toy to free Sub-Zero to pry the rock off, and Sub-Zero's like, go after her, I'll be fine. So he starts running after her, like right as Shiva is revealed from the mist or whatever, and fireballs or, you know,
magic
photon blasts Sonya, and Stryker like pushes her out of the way and he takes the hit instead, and fucker goes down hard. Looks dead, but I was like, they wouldn't do that on this children's cartoon. They'll say Hellhound, but they're not going to kill any of the heroes.
They let Stryker say fuck, but they won't kill anybody.
So Stryker goes down. Sonya's like, oh no, Stryker. And then Sonya just gets like tripped by a Shokan and she also hits the ground. And then it's just like a whole lot of like everybody fighting. Sonya gets up to Stryker eventually and she feels bad because he got hurt, and he's just immediately like, you're a piece of shit, Sonya. Why can't you ever listen to orders and be a fucking team player? You never listen, blah, 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 blah,
yeah, he's
blah,
like,
right?
You dumb piece of shit. I fucking hate you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You always do this shit. Discipline is all that counts. Fuck your kindness. Yeah. Fuck off.
Motherfucker. He says that.
He's literally saying fascist slogan.
He is. And Jax is like, we got to get you back to the cave. You need medical attention. And he's like, nah, fuck that. I can't leave. We got to beat up the Shokan. And Sub-Zero's like, oh, I'll hold him off for a while. And he makes an ice barrier, which is just a big sphere of ice around them.
This was so fucking stupid and weird.
Do you think it was a callback to that ice sphere that OG Sub-Zero was making in the 95 movie?
I doubt it. I think they just...
It kind of felt like it...
Sorry. Oh, this drink. Like, my head hurt. Like, I have a headache now from attempting to drink this. It sucks.
How far down the bottle are you?
I'm pretty far down. I'm trying to get it out of the way. Like, but like every time I drink it, like my stomach feels bad. My head feels bad. It tastes bad. It's this episode distilled into drink form. But yeah, so they use that fucking cone of silence from Get Smart or whatever, basically just to bully Sonya harder as a group.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because Stryker's like, no, Sonya should take me back to base if anyone's going to. She should be suspended from active duty for what she fucking did to me.
Also. The fuck do you mean active? You're not a military. You're like 8 people. What are you talking about? What the fuck do you mean?
They're the defenders of the realm.
You don't have a rank and file system.
But Stryker wants to be in the military so bad, that's why he became a cop. He didn't cut it. He couldn't cut it in the armed services. So he became a cop, but he's playing out his military fantasy.
Yeah, now he can't make it in the armed services because dude got fucking shot.
Hey, yo. There's got to be something here. Last time we saw Shokan, it was when Jax was feeling bad about his puny human arms, right? Now we see Shokan again, and Stryker got his arm fucked up. They're doing something with this. They're like, I don't know. We got a bunch of dudes with extra. We have an arm quota for this, so we got to take out somebody's arms in some way. Or we're going to have too many arms on screen.
If we put too many arms in this episode, one of the animators will lose an arm as compensation. So we really need to get these numbers down.
It's a weird... Standards and Practices has this weird issue with a number of arms that can appear in an animated series. So every time we do Shokan, we got to take somebody's arm out. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm truly struggling with this Pepsi Blue. Like, really bad. I can't believe they're allowed to fucking sell this, and like, there might be people out there who are like, yeah, finally, a drink for me. Stryker.
Yeah.
Hashtag back the blue from Pepsi.
It's surprising. Yeah, you are 100% backing the blue with that soda purchase,
fucking
Corey.
Sucks a lot. It's a fucking Stryker of beverages.
The thin Pepsi Blue line. Hey-o.
Fucking,
Okay.
I want to die.
All right. So,
A long silence after me saying that. Really let that one sink.
all right. So Sonya's like, wait, hold on. You guys can't remove me from active duty in the middle of the fight.
On the battlefield.
On the fucking battlefield. And Liu Kang is like, no, they're right. Fucking Liu Kang is like, you need to go back to the base and think about what you did.
They're trying to ground Sonya, essentially.
Literally. He used parent language. They're putting her in literal timeout, right? So Jax carries Stryker to the Dragon Jet, which is kind of fucked because Stryker's legs work. He's hurt his arm. And Sonya gets in the jet and she's talking to Jax and she's like, Jax, I'm really sorry. And Jax is the only one who's kind of cool about this because he's like, I know. You know, like Jax gets her, right? The rest of the gang don't get her. Jax gets her. He knows what she's been through. So they take off in the Dragon Jet, and immediately Stryker's being a piece of shit again, and he's like, damn it, Sonya.
Spends 2 seconds in this fucking Dragon, and he goes, you didn't turn on the countermeasures. We're going to get shot down by the Axis. Like he's living out his fucking World War II fantasies.
Damn it, Sonya.
Damn it, Sonya. You dumb
You're
motherfucker.
Not following
procedures.
Dragon Jet startup procedure. You didn't activate the electronic countermeasures.
Meanwhile, Sonya's like, you just got shot. Excuse me for trying to get you home, you piece of shit.
You dumbass. Your arms like just hanging on by the skin only. And they get back fine, right? Didn't matter. Or so we thought. That didn't matter that she didn't arm the electronic countermeasures.
Oh, why did I say I was going to drink this whole thing?
And Nightwolf's back at the cave. Nightwolf is looking over Stryker, and he's like, yeah, he got hit pretty bad. He's going to be out of action for a while, but he'll be okay. Looks like maybe he's got a broken arm, and Stryker's probably sitting there thinking like, oh, fuck, my jerk-off arm. Like, that's the reason he's really mad about this, because that was his jerk-off arm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So...
Sorry.
God.
I didn't know where to take that. You bring me this? What do you want me to do with this?
I don't know. Just recognize
that's
the struggle.
That's what Stryker's saying to Sonya. Just like, you bring me this behavior. What do you want me to do with this?
Damn it, Sonya. How am I going to jerk off now? That was my jerk off arm. You're off the team.
Sorry, I'm still trying. Every time I leave a long pause, I'm attempting to finish this Pepsi Blue.
God, I'm going to have to cut out so many.
Sorry. This is the sacrifice we made when I personally said, as a joke, I will drink this entire bad drink. And now I'm physically suffering for it.
Yeah, this episode not sponsored by Pepsi Blue.
No, this episode's sponsored by fucking red canned Coke Normal. Coke Normal. The drink you can drink.
Let's get back on track here. Jesus Christ. Why are we doing this on a Friday again?
We literally have to.
After Nightwolf has checked over Stryker, Rayden calls him, and he's like, hey, we got problems. Shiva's troops are still coming through this portal. Sonya's on the bench. Stryker's on the bench. Nightwolf, you and me got to go out there, right? Sonya's like, no, take me too. I can help. And Rayden says, no, stay here and play nursemaid, woman.
He literally says nursemaid.
And Nightwolf is like, I'll leave Kiva here. Stryker's gonna fucking love that. Haha, I still want to fuck with Stryker because he's a piece of shit and he hates my dog.
To be fair, the dog also hates him.
Right, yeah. Kiva hates Stryker. Like, to the point where now when Stryker comes in after Nightwolf and Rayden have left, Kiva's just growling at him like a bunch, right? Stryker calls Kiva a flea-infested hellhound.
There is a point...
This is hellhound.
Everybody gets one. All television shows get to say hell once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the best use of that, necessarily, but it's what they went with, and that's their choice, so, good for them.
Yeah. And this is where, and so after Stryker, like, insults the dog that's growling at him, I thought at first that this was going to be like some kind of a weird, like there's some weird Stryker switcheroo, because Nightwolf had said something about Kiva being like a great alarm system, and he's just like really on Stryker, that I was like, oh, is this like a clone situation? Is somebody infiltrated pretending to be Stryker or something that we didn't see? But no, this is a dumb show. They didn't do that. God, this episode sucks. This is a hard one to talk about. Here's the thing, Neil. Here's the thing. Yeah.
I want to just level with you. I just want to level with you.
Why are we going beat by beat? Nothing happens in this fucking episode.
We make this podcast together. We can make the choice, the informed choice, to go to our listeners who trust us to give them Mortal Kombat information at a bare minimum and say,
no,
hey guys, it's Neil and Corey. Ain't shit happen in the rest of this one. So we're just going to riff a little bit.
Damn it, Corey, we have a responsibility, and discipline is all that counts. We have to do our job.
I don't know about that one, buddy boy. Because here's the thing, doing our job is as true if the next thing you said was, and then in the headquarters, Sonya and Stryker bicker and then have to team up to fight the Shokan.
Yeah, I guess I don't even think you covered that in the Corey corner, did you?
It didn't matter.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But I want to hit this fucking Stryker quote where, like, after he's been an asshole to a dog, Sonya's like, you should try being nicer to people, and Stryker says, discipline is all that counts, and where do you get off telling me what to do after what you did? Real piece of shit behavior, Stryker.
He's saying that as if Sonya went up to him and stabbed him straight in the heart with a stake. All she did
was try to fuck up the Shokan that were attacking them.
Yeah, and again, she's proven to be a little foolhardy and urgent to a fault in the past. Yes. However,
not a team player.
Did not Stryker chose to intervene. She didn't personally do fucking anything to him.
She really didn't.
And
Stryker,
he's choosing to interpret that kindness that he offered as proof that kindness is inherently bad, when in reality all that happened was he made a choice to get involved after somebody didn't take his fucking advice.
Yeah, this is a good point, right? I'm trying to blow through it because we're in a little bit of a time crunch. But yeah, Sonya didn't do anything fucking wrong. Stryker was able to get Sub-Zero free on his own. And Sonya running in to try to attack the Shokan that were attacking them and hold them off while Stryker was freeing Sub-Zero was a smart idea, right?
Yeah.
She ran a distraction. Shiva fired her energy photons at Sonya instead of at injured Sub-Zero or Stryker trying to help him get free. She arguably did something really fucking good for the situation. She certainly didn't do anything objectively bad, right?
It was maybe slightly irresponsible by way of being slightly dangerous.
Sure, but that's her risk to take, right? And Stryker did the same irresponsible, dangerous thing by tackling her and taking the hit instead. He put himself in danger the way that she put herself in danger. He's saying, I did that because of you. No, he did that on his own. He's a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, I don't know. We check back on the volcano. Shiva's commanding her army to finish them all, right? And then Rayden and Nightwolf pop in, and they are here to fuck shit up, right? Rayden's throwing lightning. We got green arrows flying all over the place from Nightwolf. Nightwolf should be in every fucking battle. He's the only one who is he's the only non-Rayden one who is consistently getting shit done.
Also, it's cool as fuck that Rayden throws a ball of lightning into a volcano and it explodes.
Yeah, all right, we're not there yet, dude.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Notes. It doesn't matter.
And we got Liu Kang now remembering he can throw fireballs and throwing them. And then we got Rayden trying to plug the portal so that more Shokan can't come through. Stryker and Sonya are watching this from the cave. And Stryker tells Sonya to take her suspension like an adult, as if it's official in any form.
This is just a group of people. This is not an institution.
But he treats it like one because that's all he knows, right? I just thought that was interesting. Like, he's like, you don't know how to work with a team, and this was the same lesson that she had to learn in the 95 Mortal Kombat movie.
It feels like they're being
you know?
very disrespectful also to the fact that she has a sore spot about this on account of in a previous attempt at teamwork, her partner fucking got murdered.
Yeah.
Maybe have a little bit of fucking tact.
And that's what she says. She says to him, you know, the special forces changed me. Once Kano killed my partner Wexler, or took out my partner Wexler, as she puts it, that she changed. And then she's like kind of breaking down, and she's like, look, I'm fucking exhausted. I am tired of all the constant fighting and war. And Stryker's like, yeah, I'm sick of it too, but suck it up. We have to defend Earthrealm at all costs.
Also, he's definitely not sick of it.
Motherfucker, she was defending Earthrealm at all costs. She rushed into battle.
She
right?
did what you asked. She is constantly just doing what you asked.
Let's rip through the Shokan invasion now, because the Shokan are now invading the combat cave.
I'm going to be honest, this part completely glossed through my smooth brain. Like, I hardly remember. There's some water.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know, man. And look, I don't know if people who listen to this get annoyed when I say stuff like that, when I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention super closely, but it's like, fucking, who cares?
I can name one person who gets annoyed by it.
Is it
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, I watched this, like, my eyes were open, I was looking at the screen, sound was on, and I got fucking nothing.
It's like watching the fight scenes in this. You're like, there was a jump kick and a fireball and a bunch of like goons and people tripped and fell over and people had to kiss off and like, I don't know. It's not captivating television.
Show would be better if people had to kiss, am I right?
Right? All of them. Just the whole group. Just one after the other, taking turns.
Except for Stryker.
Except for Stryker. He doesn't get to kiss anybody. But Stryker is immediately like, this is why you need to follow procedure. I'm sure that they put a homing device on the Dragon Jet and followed us here. They tracked us here because you didn't follow standard Dragon Jet protocols and activate the electronic countermeasures. And she's like, Jesus Christ. Like, what do we do, right? And there's some kind of like, I don't know, they like come to terms with it. And Stryker's like, I'll stay here. Kiva will protect me. You got to go handle these fuckers. I will guide you like over the risk communicators.
Not a very long-lasting suspension.
Immediately, she's just back in active duty. So she stops by the armory. She gets some grenades. She uses one of them to blow up a tunnel, I think, and then she like. There's these like moments where Stryker's like, "You're not listening to me," and she's like, "Yes, I am listening to you." And she wants to like fight. I was about to call him Carback, but that's not right. She wants to fight Zenkaro, and he's like, "No, we have to pick off more of their numbers first." So she's like crawling through all the tunnels, and she drops down behind a gang and tells them all to kiss off, and then does the thing that she does, and then like jumps back up into like the overhead tunnel, and then Stryker releases a bunch of water somehow that washes a bunch of them into the lagoon.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out the logistics of that one.
Into the grotto. They call it the grotto where they land their ships. Weird. You ever watch the show Young Justice?
No. Also, the bottom of the bottle was absolutely the worst tasting part. And careful listeners.
Was there like particles?
No,
in it?
It was just, it felt a little bit more, what's the word that I want?
Gross?
No. Like, a lot of flavor all in one spot.
Gross.
No. Like, not diluted. The opposite of diluted.
Undiluted.
No, whatever. People get it. It doesn't matter.
Concentrated.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And careful listeners will hear the exact moment I finished drinking it from about a minute or two ago, because I literally shuddered out loud and went, ugh. Fucking gross. So here's this bottle hitting against my desk. Just fucking threw it across the room. Get that shit out of my face.
All right. Quick side note. There's a season 1 episode of Young Justice where, much like in this show, it's a very good show, by the way. It's written by competent people with a passion for the subject matter. And it's not for babies. It's for everybody. But the kids in Young Justice, these are like the teen sidekicks of the DC heroes. Your Kid Flash, your Robin, your Artemis, etc. They they're operating out of a cave grotto, much like the Defenders of the Realm. And they also get invaders into the cave grotto, much like this episode. But unlike this episode, it's actually really good. And as I was watching this episode, I was just thinking, I should go watch that season 1 episode of Young Justice. It's like this, but good. That's all.
Did you do that?
Not yet. I finished watching this episode and then we immediately started recording.
That doesn't mean you didn't have it on in the background on mute with the closed captions turned on.
No. Yeah, I'm not watching it currently, but I'm going to be after we finish this. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, dude. Somehow the messages that Stryker and Sonya were trying to send to the gang on the volcano finally start to get through, right? Because they were trying to call for help, but they couldn't get through because there was too much distortion from the volcano. And then like the crew on the volcano, like they're like, oh shit, they're invading us. We have to get back there. And then Rayden goes, all right, time to fucking finish. There's only one way to finish this for sure. And what does he do, Corey? How
could I forget? He takes a ball of lightning and throws it perfect arc, beautiful, like Peyton Manning, into the volcano. How is that my second NFL reference of the day? And it explodes.
Boom. He sets off a fucking volcano.
Just like Peyton Manning did in the Super Bowl.
And then he says to the gang, yeah, he makes the volcano erupt, and he says to the gang, get to your jets, it's time to blow this joint. And they're like, little heads up next time, Rayden, you're no better than Sonya. And he's like, guess you're right.
And then the whole thing falls apart. If you were on board with this episode up until right now, you have to look at that single exchange and go, then what the fuck was everybody so mad about?
They're only mad that Sonya didn't fucking kill Shiva when she ran off to fight her. If she had ran off and killed Shiva, none of this, they would not be coming down hard on her. But my bigger question is, why didn't you just immediately do that, Rayden? If you were just going to set a fucking volcano off, why didn't you just fucking set the volcano off like right when
because
he showed up?
He can't, much like we learned with Mortal Kombat Conquest, he cannot solve their problems for them. He is here to encourage them to discover how to solve their problems unless he decides it gets too bad or he gets bored or something, and then he just sort of does it anyway. Well, that's more this Rayden. Conquest Rayden was a bit more willing to not get involved at all.
Right, yeah. Conquest Rayden just wanted to put his feet up.
He was very hands-off.
And get drunk at the bar.
Hands were on other things.
Yeah, he was hands-on, for sure.
Welcome to Juju and Applebee's, where we have a hands-on, hands-off deal, where you put your hands on our food and your hands off of whatever else you were doing. I don't know what that means, but figure it out.
Stryker looks down at his injured jerk-off arm and says, no problem there.
You're really sticking to this jerk-off arm bit, and I commend you for that.
It's all I got. It's the only thing I have. This is a bad episode of the podcast for a bad episode of the TV show.
I don't think this is a bad episode of the podcast. I think it was a little bit too... Are we doing a debrief? I think it was a little bit too Pepsi Blue, maybe, but it's taken over my entire body, so there was only so much I could do about that.
One thing we missed when Sonya drops down behind a group of Shokan before Stryker dunks a bucket of water on their heads.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you guys walked right past me. Too bad you don't have 4 eyes.
Got him. Fucking razzed them.
The reason Stryker dumped the water on their heads is to cure them of that sick burn.
I think one of the Shokan should have had glasses to really land that bit.
Like that guy, like that fucking dork from Journey Begins.
Yeah, the fucking Fantano guy, yeah.
Yeah. So now, despite all of Sonya's and Stryker's pranks on the Shokan that are invading the cave, they still make it to the command center, right? And they blow the fucking door open, and it's Colonel Zenkaro,
Sanders.
And he's like, "I'm here to fuck you up," and Kiva
I'm here to fuck you up. It's me, Colonel Sanders. Come on down to KFC for our hands-off, hands-on deal, where you put your hands on a double-down sandwich and take your hands off of the combat game.
Sonya's burn has made me extra crispy.
Is that something?
No, it's not. Jesus Christ. So, I don't know. Stryker tries to hit Colonel Zenkaro with a chair, but it doesn't work. I think Kiva legit fucks up one of the Shokan. Then Sonya comes in and kicks Zenkaro, and they fight for a while. And then she tells him to kiss off and hits him with the kiss of death. And he goes down. And then Rayden pops in behind her through a portal.
Hey, I'm on your side. I'm walking here.
What happens? Fucking.
I don't know. I genuinely don't remember. Like, everybody else just kind of shows up at the end.
Yeah, Rayden is like, I'm going to teleport Colonel Zenkaro and the rest of the Shokan to the realm of no return.
Which he can just do all the time. Again, another thing that seems useful in defending the Earth realm.
Do they have to be unconscious for this to happen?
Maybe, because that is what happened with
They did it to Scorpion.
Yeah.
The realm of no return.
Yeah.
So in this universe, presumably the realm of no return in this show is the Nether realm, right?
Presumably.
Yeah, it seems like, why can't he just like pop the portal open on the floor underneath them and they fall in, and then we don't have to watch this show anymore?
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen.
No.
And then, so Jax and Liu Kang come in, and Jax is like, I thought you needed help. And Liu Kang is like, they do, to pick up the place because it's a fucking mess in here.
It's a pigsty. What, did you fight off a bunch of interdimensional demons?
And Stryker's like, don't look at me. She made the mess. Make her clean it up, because Stryker is still an asshole. And then, yeah, now's the wind down, right? The whole gang is back. Sonya's petting the dog. The rest of the gang comes in. They took care of all the other Shokan that were like trapped in the water and under rocks and shit like that from all of Sonya's pranks. And Stryker comes in. He's feeling better. And he's petting the dog, and everyone's like, holy shit, you're petting the dog. You guys get along now. That's wild. And Raiden's like, all right, let's all vote on what to do with Sonya, because she's on suspension still. Kitana's like, well, we've decided that we're going to give all the power of this decision over to the dumb fucking cop. And Stryker, in like a bold, like a radical change of character, is like, she's proven to me that she can be a team player. I'm going to let her off the hook.
By them cooperating this one time, even though we've seen 6 other episodes of this fucking show where they do that.
And I'm sure we'll see another 6 episodes after this, I think.
God.
But he lets her off the hook, right? But she's not like too happy about it. She's like sad looking, right? And he's like, what? I thought you'd be happy about this decision. And Sonya says, I mean, I am, in a way, but it might have also been nice to have an excuse to run away from all the endless fighting. Which
is a shockingly bleak note for this of all episodes to end on.
That's the end of the fucking episode. It ends on like a shot of like the sun setting like behind some cliffs or something. Behind the mesa.
What year did this episode come out?
96. They all came out in 96.
Okay. Because I was genuinely wondering, I was like, is this like an anti-war commentary? And if so, what war was the United States in at the time?
So we're not yet at war. We're probably still reeling from Desert Storm. I don't know.
Well, because it was just, I genuinely thought about it because, like, I don't know, the last war is ending literally now and went for like 25 entire years. So it's hard to not sympathize with her point of view.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, we're always going to be at war with someone.
If only I could be at war with Stryker.
I mean, we kind of are as a podcast.
I think we really are, actually. Yeah.
We got to get in touch. If anyone out there has a line to Ron Perlman, we'd love to pick his brain about playing this character. I think we need to start a hashtag Ron Perlman Go on MK Podquest.
Yeah, I bet he remembers it deeply. I bet it was a huge deal for him.
I just want to talk to the guy. I bet we could get him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. So,
this episode
why does nobody apologize to Sonya?
Nobody apologizes
for being fucking horrible.
Sonya apologized to Nightwolf. Nobody extends that courtesy to Sonya in this episode. They just like give her fucking job back. And she's not even happy about it because she's not making a livable wage being a defender of Earthrealm.
And she's traumatized.
She hasn't dealt with her trauma. Here's the thing. Okay. So, as we all know, this is clearly a sequel to Mortal Kombat Annihilation. She's still torn up about losing her partner, Wexler, which happened before Mortal Kombat 95. She can't even speak about her grief over losing Johnny Cage anymore. She can't. She hasn't brought it up once in this entire series. Not once.
And thank God everybody just screams at her all the time.
Her trauma runs so fucking deep, and they don't give a fuck. Liu Kang was there. He was there. Kitana was there.
I wonder if
Jax wasn't.
I wonder if that maybe informs some of her rash decision making. Couldn't see how those things would be related. Let's just yell at her instead. Like, fuck.
Surely does.
No, 100% I think that. But clearly these characters
classic workaholic behaviors, right? burying herself in her duty. Manic, she's making rash decisions. She's putting herself in dangerous situations. She's rushing off into battle, hoping that she will die, and the pain of the grief will end. It's dark. It's dark shit, man. This episode, I'm starting to like it.
I'm not. Because I think we're giving it a lot of credit.
I'm just saying, there's a way to interpret this.
No, for sure. But I think we are giving it a lot of credit by doing it that way.
I mean, the artist may not have intended this. I use the term artist loosely.
The
artist may not
the
have
author's dead.
intended this. But it's all up to your interpretation, man.
They definitely all drank Pepsi Blue while making this.
It wasn't out yet.
Weird, right? How they could do that.
Pepsi Blue didn't come out until after 9/11.
Mountain Dew Code Red came out as a response to 9/11. It came out in 2001.
They were trying to warn us. I think we're done.
Yeah, this episode's not good.
Bad episode.
And Pepsi
I'm
Blue
sorry.
is not good. Sorry to everybody listening for all the Pepsi Blue talk. Sorry to my body for all the Pepsi Blue drinking. And sorry to anybody who watched the cartoon for the bad episode.
I gotta say something quick here. Man, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of nostalgia and fond memories of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, and I'm willing to bet a lot of those people are tuning into these episodes, much like others tuned into our Mortal Kombat Conquest episodes who had a lot of nostalgia and love for that series. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
This show is not good.
I'm not sorry.
I want to open up the phone lines, all right? I want the Defenders of the Realm heads out there to send in their voice messages on their thoughts of this show, how they remember it being, how they may be viewing it now, if they're rewatching it along with this podcast, or just have rewatched it recently in general. Give me your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. I just want to do a little check-in, a little status check with the audience on Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. So if anybody's got thoughts, send them in, please.
Yeah. I would be very curious because I know like sometimes nostalgia is a fairly straightforward thing. Where it's just like I was a kid when I watched this, so I remember it fondly because I don't know, being a kid was cool. But like I can understand the audience, the intended audience for a piece of entertainment, while also having to sit in front of this microphone and say, I am a 23-year-old man spending my free time doing this, and it's simply not worth anyone's time. Even the best parts of this cartoon are mostly laughing at it, and it's occasionally got like a genuinely compelling thought. But it is
maybe we're missing
scarcely
something.
doing enough in my current view to justify an overwhelming fondness for it beyond I was a literal child when I watched this. So I would be curious for if there is anybody who feels as if their feelings go beyond that, what they are, because I would not have that context at all.
This isn't a gotcha. We're not going to play your voice message and then call you a dumb idiot for liking the show. We're not going to do that. Promise. I just think maybe there's a chance, Corey, that we're missing something.
Conquest
right?
has a much more clear-cut case for, I remember this and I remember really liking it. Let me visit it now. And then recognizing its shortcomings while saying, you know, when I watched this when I was younger, I liked it and it still got some stuff going on. This is a very different situation.
Good fights. Jamie Presley.
And again,
I
understand that like this is like a fucking cartoon to sell toys probably. But
yeah, toys that never came out.
But you know, we're here to analyze it to at least an extent, and maybe there is something else here. Part of me assumes that no matter how many voice messages we get, we might be correct in our assumption that I was a kid and it was cool and now I'm adult and it's bad and I enjoy how dumb it is, which is a fine thing to do. We're the ones making a fucking podcast about it.
Right. And we're also doing that with a very specific mission statement of we're going to take all the entries in the Threshold Entertainment Mortal Kombat timeline. We're going to arrange them chronologically and go through them in that way. So of course, we're comparing this to Conquest. We're comparing it to Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We're comparing it to the live action movie, Journey Begins, all that kind of shit. You know, it's all the same continuity for us. So naturally, because it's inarguable that this is a sequel to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, all we saw was Shiva get a cage dropped on her. We didn't see her die in that movie. So it's very obvious. Like she could absolutely still be alive from that. Big theory, boys. Again,
I'd like to make
Two of
it
them.
unequivocally clear that if we did not have a mission statement, I would still think this cartoon was bad.
I know. I'm just saying.
I understand.
Like, we're like even from within our hyper focused.
I'm having
lens
fun kind of painting myself as a heel for no one here because I don't think anybody's actually mad enough about our feelings about this to be upset. But I truly did not like this episode at all.
So you got thoughts? Send them in. Voice message on Anchor, anchor.fm/mkpodquest, or record it and send it over to mkpodquest@gmail.com. We'll listen. We'll put it on the show. We will not mock you.
That's a
We
guarantee.
promise.
And we're not joking. We're not here to call anybody out for liking
No.
a cartoon from fucking 20 years ago. Like,
Because guess what? If we try to talk shit,
you could say we do a podcast about Mortal Kombat extended media, and you'd be right.
done. Argue, no, yeah, we got no leg to stand
No.
on. No leg
We're
to stand
fucking
on.
doomed. You kidding me?
Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna come out of this being the hurt ones.
Potentially. Also, if you think our Defenders of the Rebel pages are so bad you want us to stop, give us $1,000 and we will stop.
Sure, for $1,000, we'll stop.
For $1,000 American dollars.
You're not gonna fuck us with that exchange rate. That's U.S. currency.
Unmarked bill.
And on that highly positive, supportive note, let's get in our jets and blow this joint, Corey.
I have 420, dude. Fuck yeah.
What do you have to promote?
What do I have to promote? The other podcast I do is probably a good place to start. It's called They Made Another One. And on that show, we watch generally sequels, reboots, remakes of things. Sometimes they're obscure, sometimes less so. Sometimes we slightly bend our own rules, which I mentioned because this week we are having an episode come out about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, which obviously came before the TV show, but in my mind, it very much counts. I think most people would know about the TV show and be surprised a movie was ever made.
I think people your age, for sure, people my age remember the original movie and didn't watch it.
Shout out to that movie and Defenders of the Realm for both featuring Luke Perry.
Hell yeah. Also Riverdale. Shout out to Riverdale.
Yeah. Honestly, just shout out Luke Perry.
Rest in peace, Luke Perry. You're missed. We very much we miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
There we go. I got
and
there.
now I have to awkwardly
exhausted.
finish a plug after remembering a fondly loved actor, so I'm going to try to power through that as quickly as possible. They Made Another One, podcast services, TMAO, Letterboxd. They Made Another on Twitter. You can check it out. It's me. It's my friends Liam and Mitch.
Yeah. Do you want to plug your own Twitter?
At Mr. Corey Price, I guess. I don't know. The tweets aren't great. It's mostly sharing podcasts.
Yeah, there you go. You can find me on Twitter at Final Neil. Follow my Instagram account where I post all the old games I own. Corey, how many old games do you think I own?
Like 300. Was that number
More.
too high?
Too low.
600.
Little less.
560.
540-ish.
Do you have it like cataloged in a spreadsheet?
Just a long list by system
Nice.
and region. Ugh, felt braggy. I'm not proud. I'm a little proud.
Hang on. That's only a brag to a specific group of people. I think you're fine with saying that.
Thanks for taking a shot at me.
Well, I wasn't trying to. I was just being honest. Like, there are people who hear that and go, that's just a lot of video games. And there's people who hear that and go, wow, that's sick. And there's going to be people who hear that and go, wow, that's a lot of video games. You know what I mean? I think it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I respect it.
I'm glad somebody does. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at MKPodquest. Subscribe in your podcast app. Go to anchor.fm/MKPodquest for links. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm working hard to get it back up and current. I'm into the Defenders of the Realm episode, so it won't be long. And rate us, review us 5 stars. And if you want to send us $1,000 so that we'll stop talking about Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm because you love it so much, go to ko-fi.com/mkpodquest and buy us some jars of wine.
Buy Neil a chair.
So named after the leather jars of wine everyone in Mortal Kombat Conquest drank. Remember when Kiri and Anka were just like walking around with a jar of wine, getting drunk when they were supposed to be hunting down Kriya Highs, but they were really just pranking everybody?
I think that the city I live in should change its drinking in public laws so I can adequately recreate that scene in real life.
I miss Conquest.
So do I.
It's a really good show.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
And maybe in a couple weeks we'll have a chance to talk about it again. We're figuring something out eventually. Tease for something eventually. We genuinely don't know when, but soon.
And that's
Don't drink
it.
Pepsi Blue. Can we end on that?
Don't drink Pepsi Blue. And we will be back next week to talk about Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, Episode 8. Oh, man. The Secret of Quan Chi.
Oh, fucking hell yeah, brother. Let's go.
Yeah. This is the first appearance of Quan Chi in Mortal Kombat media. We're going to be talking about it next week. Hell yeah. Sad note, Adani Meropis does not voice Quan Chi in this. I'll take what I can get at this point.
Close enough for now.
All right, let's end this nightmare.